I think the first thing every Buffalo Bill fan on earth wants to know, since you retired after the 1996 season, they've been looking for the next Jim Kelly. Is the first Josh Allen going to be the next Jim Kelly?
Well, first of all, good morning, and thank you very much for having me on. Number two is I hope so, and I pray every day that Josh is the guy that we have here in Buffalo. But so far, so good. I like what I see, and time will only tell.
Jim, I got to ask you here, what's the biggest thing you've seen from Josh Allen improvement-wise? When he got drafted, it was a little reckless, the gunslinger, all that stuff. He's really turned himself into a good, refined quarterback, last game notwithstanding. From your QB eyes, what have you seen in terms of the rapid improvement this kid has made?
I think probably the biggest one is his deep ball. He has worked on it, and it was just a matter of time. The thing is, he was young, and, everybody's saying, well, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I think he's improved a lot on his deep ball. That was one last year. I think that, his arm was so strong that he was just airing it out and maybe a little bit too much. But I think overall, probably completing that deep ball and getting that big play in there is with what they have needed for a while.
This big turnaround for the Buffalo Bills and the organization, Jim, they haven't been 4-1 in consecutive seasons since your final two in 95-96. How much of the credit do you give to Sean McDermott as well as Brandon Beane?
Oh, a lot. I mean, that was something, going into every year when they draft somebody, you're like, boy, I hope this is one. It's more of you see the potential, but it never played out. This is one where some of the moves they made, it made more sense. And Brandon Beane has done a great job. I mean, some of the guys he's brought in, some of the trades he has made. Of course, as everybody knows, Stephon Diggs was probably one of the biggest trades. They brought Beasley in. But the thing is, you look at Coach McDermott. He's a guy, it's almost like a little drill sergeant. And the respect that he gets in the locker room, and Key, you know that, and so does Jay. When you have a coach that you respect, you look up to, and you know that everything he says makes sense, then you're going to rally for him. You're going to play for him, and you want to be the guy that helps lead that team in the locker room. And he can only do so much. But when you're on the playing field, you got to be able to do it. But as everybody knows, it's 4 quarters, and when the game's on the line, you have to have confidence. I think that's one of the things that we have now in Buffalo. Knowing it's the 4th quarter, Josh Allen has all the potential to be able to lead us down the field. And he's done a very good job so far. But I'll tell you what, this week's game, it's a big one. As you guys all know, when you haven't been able to get in the stands and cheer for them like the Bills Mafia has been able, they have not been I guess I should say, when you're able to go in as a quarterback and you know that as a visiting quarterback, like Patrick Mahomes is going to do now, you don't have to worry about the fans cheering as loud. Because I know one of the toughest places I ever played in was in Kansas City. Those guys never, ever sat down. And that's the way the Buffalo Bills are. So that's a big advantage for Patrick going into this game, is not having to worry about the Bills Mafia screaming as loud as they can when he has the football. Because I know for defensive linemen, they love that. So we'll see what happens.
Jimmy, you give such a unique perspective from the inside out about all the things you've been able to do. And I before I even ask you a question, I just wanted to commend you on how courageous you've been and how you've dealt with the adversity put in front of your way and how vulnerable you've been with everybody about it. Thank you for leading that way.
Well, I appreciate that. And the thing is, I know that anybody that has children understand it. And I know that at least when I retired from the NFL, I thought I was going to kick back, relax, and enjoy my life. And my wife was pregnant. And then, of course, on Valentine's Day, which is my birthday, my dream son was born, and all those dreams I had about, teaching to play football and all the things that fathers and sons do. And unfortunately, the good Lord had different plans for me, and that was to do what I'm doing now. And I didn't realize it back then. And I was one of those, dads was mad and, blaming God for it and why you let me go through losing 4 Super Bowls in a row and then having a son born on my birthday and then him diagnosed and then going to the Hall of Fame and then him passing away. And it's just been a lot. And then, you know, my bout with cancer. But I get it now, guys. I really do. I understand that the good Lord has put me in this situation where I can be an inspiration to others. I can travel the country and make sure nobody gives up, because I think I've learned throughout my years that there's too many people in this world that give up on their dreams, give up on when they're not feeling good, and they need people out there to help them through it. And it's all about surrounding yourself with good quality people. And I've been very blessed to have a beautiful wife and 2 daughters that have been there for me day in and day out, and 5 brothers that have never, ever gave up on their brother. And I know there's people out there that don't have that, but I've been one of those guys. I've been very blessed to have loving people around me, some good friends, and I live in Buffalo, New York, and I'll tell you what, these people are unbelievable. They have been there for me on the field and off the field. So I'm a very blessed old-time quarterback.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.